Well, I am of course currently in the airport right now, as you can see. Got roughly about half hour before the boarding time actually begins, so this probably is a good opportunity for me to do this video, and I'm gonna try to do this very quickly and maybe even upload it onto YouTube depending on how fast the Wi-Fi is here. And this is probably going to be a very short video because there's only 2 games this midweek. And yeah, we're going to start with the first one, which is going to be on Tuesday. It is going to be the Galaxy take on the Rapids. And by the way, before I start, as you can probably tell, I have no board, and for the remaining part of these next couple of days when I do a video, there is going to be no board because I didn't bring it along with me, and that you probably should know that I didn't bring it with me since that thing is really big. But going back to talk about the first game between the Galaxy and the Rapids, so this, of course, is the second time in 3 weeks that both of these teams has faced. You guys remember the Rapids played the Galaxy just a couple of weeks ago. I think it was just 2 weeks ago, and the Rapids actually won that one. They won 2-1 against the Galaxy, and you know, the Galaxy obviously, I would think they should be able to win this game. However, the thing that I am a little bit concerned about the Galaxy is that this defense is gone back to being what it was a couple of weeks ago. I mean, you know, just 2 more goals that they conceded in the last game to Minnesota, and just 2 very preventable goals too that they conceded. Well, the Rapids, of course, they come off with another win against the Quakes. They now got back-to-back wins now twice this season, but they have never got 3 wins in a row. The last time they got back-to-back wins, they lost the very next game. And since, of course, this is a road game for the Rapids, you know that probably the Rapids are not going to win, considering the fact that how bad their road record is. But then again, same thing with the Galaxy in terms of their home record. I mean, their home record, just like last season, are among one of the worst in the league. So yeah, you know, this is a very kind of tough one to call. And you know, on paper it looks like the Galaxy should easily win this one, but I just thinking about this defense and how bad it's been in the last couple of weeks, and the Rapids started to finally figure some stuff out in these last 2 weeks. And granted that they did play some very kind of easy team, I think that, you know, this is going to be one of those ones that's going to be very interesting and kind of tough to call. But if I had to call this game, I had to predict who's going to win, I think the Galaxy is going to just pull it out and just have enough on the attack to basically squeeze out with a win. But moving on into the second game, and the game that's going to be happening on Wednesday. And by the way, since I'm going to be in Miami, and since that the time in Miami is Eastern Standard Time, it's going to be interesting for me to be watching the Galaxy versus the Rapids at 10 p.m. in the evenings. See, since I'm so used to watching games in the West Coast at around 7 o'clock, and since, you know, I don't live in the East Coast, I don't have to like stay up late to watch game, this will certainly be a bit of an interesting experience. But, you know, talk about the next game between DC and Portland. That game, of course, kicks off at 8 o'clock Eastern time, so that I don't think I have a lot of problem watching that one, although I'm not quite sure if I actually will get back to the hotel by 8 o'clock, and I don't even know if the Wi-Fi actually does work very well, which is also why there's no guarantee that I'm going to be making a power rankings this week, and the fact that I'm going to do a review. But, you know, the second game between DC United versus Portland, well, DC United, we know what happened in the last game, that heroic moment by Wayne Rooney and also the hat trick from Lucio Acosta. They, of course, will be playing against the Timbers, who just had their 15 games unbeaten streak snapped. Just had one of the longest unbeaten streak in MLS, and one of the most historic unbeaten streak in MLS got snapped, and now they have to travel all the way across the other side of the country to play DC United. And we have seen so far with many teams that travel all the way across the other side of the country in a midweek game, and how it doesn't really work out very well for them. And I just have a feeling that could be the case for the Timbers. But it's also the fact that you got to think for DC United, you know, it was a big win against Orlando City, and in some way it wasn't a pretty win whatsoever, and they kind of got lucky in many ways against Orlando City. But now they're of course going to be playing against a Timbers team that I'm pretty sure they will definitely want to come out to try to bounce back after that loss. And the fact that DC United, you know, with all those home games that they have this season, and the fact that I talked about how, you know, if they still potentially might have a chance to make the playoffs, they got to win most of their home games, and that includes those tough one, which starts with this one against Portland Timbers and then the next one against Atlanta United on Sunday. So yeah, it's, you know, if DC does not win this, then it will really puts a lot of pressure on Sunday for them to win that Atlanta game, because if they lose both the Portland versus Atlanta game, then you could say that their playoff hopes are kind of started to fade away. And, you know, for me, I still don't think DC United is probably going to make the playoffs. I think they're still just way too far from actually getting close to the playoff line, and considering the fact that there's like 5 other teams right now ahead of them are really just pushing for those last 2 spots in the playoff race, you know, it is gonna be really tough for them. But, you know, if they can win against Portland, maybe I would say I give them the chance. But then again, you also got the Atlanta game on Sunday, and that's gonna be definitely very tough too. But yeah, that of course is pretty much my review of this game, of these 2 games. Like I said, doing this video, there is no guarantee that I am actually going to be doing the power rankings this week. I'm going to try to upload this video right after when I finish recording this, and basically trying to upload this before I actually board the plane. And there's also no guarantee that I am actually going to do the review of this match week, because depend on how the Wi-Fi actually works, and the fact that do I actually have time to watch these games. I should have time to watch the Galaxy versus Colorado Rapids, because that game, like I said, kicks off at 10 o'clock, but I'm not quite sure about the DC United versus the Portland game. So yeah, that is pretty much it for my midweek match week review. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys leave a like, smash that subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.